Today's bowling tip is not about guiding people on how to bowl, but simply to emphasize taking care of your equipment. And that goes beyond polishing your bowling balls and keeping your shoes clean and dry. Theft of personal property has always been a violation of not just ethics, but also a crime against the things that we call our own and the work we've put in while acquiring them. Based on the widespread newspaper accounts over the years, and the sheer number of them, one could make a valid case for bowling balls as being one of the hottest commodities in regard to officially reported personal vandalism. It's almost staggering to read so many, and not just paragraphs but actual headlines, that feature the theft of bowling balls. And the stories that follow the headlines aren't lengthy. They're probably in the papers just as filler, but the news was actually stating useful reminders to the public about caring for your belongings. Just to cite a few examples across the decades, in the Miami Herald in May of 1989, one headline read, "Radio bowling ball taken from car at mall." The thief had broken the driver's door handle of an '87 Hyundai Excel. From the Alton Evening Telegraph from the year 1960, bowling balls stolen from car. This story talked about a bowling ball that was stolen that even had the initials engraved into the ball. From the Deseret News, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, from Utah, bowling ball leads to arrest of youth. And the youth had attempted to pawn a ball stolen from a car. This was back in 1941. From Portola, California, in May 1963, the headline simply said "sentenced," but the article talked about a ball taken from an automobile in the rear of Leonard's Shopping Center. The judge suspended a 6-month sentence. And another headline read, "Ridgefielder accused of bowling ball theft," in the Jersey Journal from 1957. A ball and jacket were stolen from the automobile parked at a bowling alley. There was a charge of larceny assessed on the perpetrator with a $250 bail. And finally, in the Chicago Tribune, bowling ball stolen. A ball was taken from an automobile in front of a man's home. It didn't seem to matter how personalized the balls were, as it was not unusual to come across reports of engraved initials in the stolen balls. In regard to how the thieves fenced the confiscated bowling spheres, pawn shops were mentioned as a common receiving ground for the merchandise. But in all cases, the balls were taken from parked automobiles. And so, given the price of high-end bowling balls these days, it's my advice to the audience, on behalf of SpareTalk, to make sure you leave your bowling balls covered or out of sight, or simply take them into the bowling alleys with you early for an event and not rely on going back to your car later to bring them into the lanes. I've actually had my car stolen from a bowling alley parking lot back around the year 2000, so the common burglar will think nothing of breaking a window to get something out of the back seat, even with an alarm system installed. Surveillance cameras at the bowling alleys won't fully deter a hooded individual, so we can't really fully rely on bowling alley security systems. If we keep this simple hint in mind, it will relieve you from a lot of unnecessary headache later.